What's up guys, R13 here and welcome to another Gunpla review. And the next review for today is, as you guys can see, the Hguc Narrative Gundam Apex. So this unit, as I mentioned on my previous video unboxing, was released in 2018. And the price tag, well, I'm actually kind of checking the box again here. 5,500 yen. So it is actually not cheap. So this unit actually comes with a couple of variants. You get the B pack and the C pack, and from what I heard, the B pack is a P Bandai while the C pack is a normal release. Whew. Well, this unit actually took me a long time to build. For the narrative Gundam itself, it is about 2 hours and 20 minutes, while the APAC took me about 3 hours and 10 minutes. And actually I did broke a piece, sadly, and I will show you guys momentarily soon. Got to admit, this is actually one of the biggest kits that I got right now, and I am actually quite happy that I actually managed to get this kit. There's actually really good details and articulation, but first things first, let's start off with the narrative Gundam itself. I actually reviewed it separately and it's gonna be in this video as well, so let's start with that first. Okay, here it is, the narrative Gundam in its basic form. It took me around 2 hours and 20 minutes to actually build this unit, and 2 minutes and 30 seconds to put all the parts together. I actually built it piece by piece. If you actually guys watch my time-lapse build, which is gonna be in the description below. Okay, so the few issues that I got here is certain nubs were actually placed in this area here. So this is a separate piece, and it's a little bit annoying because this is the weak area when you build it, and I accidentally broke a piece here, thankfully, on the edge, so I managed to fix that. And there's actually nubs there as well. So that's the other issue that I actually got, is they placed the nubs in a weak area, which I'm really not happy about. Okay, so overall there's some nubs in certain areas, especially the feet, but overall it's actually placed in hidden areas that you can actually fix it by sanding it away. The seam lines, it's actually not that noticeable. Actually, there's really no seam lines at all. This is actually a really well built unit. Okay, so this is actually what the detail looks like as well. It's really nice. Color pattern is really good. I actually used the stickers for the forehead, the green parts, and for the eyes, and it actually ended up looking well. I actually did some panel lining on the headpiece here just to give it more detail for you guys. Okay, so as you guys can see, it's actually quite interesting with the design here. For me, it feels like the armors are not complete, especially in the limbs here. And in true, you still got the B pack and the C pack, which, as far as I'm aware, are P Bandai, which I'm not looking forward. I'm actually kind of looking forward for Bandai to actually sell the narrative Gundam separately. Yes, but as you guys can see, for the details here, it actually looks great. There's really not a whole lot of stickers here, and this backpack here actually kind of reminds me of the unicorn backpack, but somewhat simplified in my opinion. And now, as you guys can see, it's actually quite thin for its size. Okay, so I am actually gonna do a side-by-side comparison, just for a size comparison. And I do have the Banshee Norn Destroy mode here. Okay, here it is. So as you guys can see, the Banshee Norn is a little bit taller compared to the narrative. There's really not a whole lot of size difference, but when it's in its basic mode, it's practically, well, almost the same size. Okay, now let's move on with the extra part that I decided that is appropriate for the narrative Gundam here without the APAC. So it actually comes with a pair of beam sabers here. That is technically part of the APAC, and one of the weaponries for the narrative Gundam is the basic Vulcan gun, as you guys can see in the forehead. Okay, so in my opinion, this is they kind of based the color pattern of the unicorn Gundam more on the Banshee Norn, and it actually looks skinny. Okay, so the other thing that I actually do want to make note of is there's clear parts here in the cockpit area, and the color pattern is actually really nice. There's some little red in the torso and the chin. Okay, now the next thing I do want to do is to do an articulation test here, and we'll do that right away. So, and I'm gonna take this up piece by piece. Some of the features that you guys will like. Okay, so this is the backpack. The thrusters are actually articulated. It's actually quite nice, and you can actually remove the pack easily, and you can actually replace the narrative Gundam with a separate pack here. There's actually really nice details. Okay, so now the other part also is this is an attachment for the narrative, the A pack, and probably the other packs as well. Okay, so for the headpiece here, it's actually got really good articulation here. It can actually do a 360 turn and can do different poses. It's actually really nice. And let's give more light here. There we go. Okay, now for the arms here. Okay, and you guys can see also for the torso, there's some really good articulation, and there's really good features as well. Okay, so for the torso here, it's actually using a polycap underneath, and it actually got some good articulation here, as you guys can see. Okay, and then it's actually, that's how far it can bend. And for the hands, it's actually really articulated and can kind of pull out easily. Okay, let's remove the torso here, and it feels like there's another feature for this here. That's you can actually pull it out. At first I thought that I may have made a mistake, but no, it's actually one of the special feature that the narrative Gundam have, which I kinda do like. If you guys look at that, yeah. And then you can actually remove that piece there. This is the other thing that I do like about it, is the torso. It's actually in two separate pieces that you can actually combine into one. So it really does have good articulation here, as you guys can see, and you can actually just push it back. It actually gives it, when it transforms, it actually gives a more buff look rather than the skinny look. Now, it actually got some good articulation also from torso to waist here. It can definitely turn. Okay, which is actually quite nice. Now, let's remove this piece here so I can actually show you guys what's underneath. Now, this is gonna be the harder part. As you guys can see here, it's another polycap and it's a ball joint. Okay, now for the waist here, so the back skirt doesn't move. The side skirt actually moves, but up and down doesn't turn, sadly. And that's another polycap. And for the front skirt, it actually moves, and more details underneath. Okay, so for the legs here, actually the legs and the waist connector here, it's not a ball joint, basic connector. It actually got a special feature that actually can actually give more poses, which is actually quite nice. Okay, let's try and remove that piece, as you guys can see there. Yeah, it's actually really good. It's a really well designed unit in my opinion, but like I said, the knobs and the seam, the knobs is the issues. It's been designed in certain areas in the leg area here. Okay, now for the legs itself, it is double jointed, which is actually quite nice. Now you got to be a little bit careful with this one here, the joints connecting the legs here, and that's another weak area that you need to be extra careful. Okay, and I may actually not have properly installed it as well. Oh boy. Okay, I actually ended up bending that piece. Not a good thing. Okay, now let's see if I can actually put it back in its proper manner. That's only a simple issue that can be remedied easily. There we go. Okay, and it's actually quite nice. I'm very impressed with the design here. Okay, so for the ankle area here, it's actually a different design, but as you guys can see, it actually gets good rotation, and it's actually a ball joint for the feet. Oh, it's actually quite strong, but this is what it looks like. Okay, let's put it back together. There we go. And there's the other feature as well. It's really not that bad. Okay, so overall, the narrative Gundam here in its basic form is actually really nice. It's really not that bad. Now, putting it together can be a pain sometimes, just to let you guys know for this area here. But overall, I give this a 8 out of 10, just for the certain nubs in was actually placed in a weak area that you might actually break a piece there. But overall, it's actually well designed and highly advisable. So if Bandai ever decides to actually sell this separately, I'm actually gonna pick up another one. Okay, and let's move on to the next stage, which is the APAC itself. Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed that review of the narrative Gundam only. Now let's get to the APAC itself. Okay, so if you guys actually watch my time-lapse build here, you guys will notice that I actually remove a piece of the front skirt to accommodate this bigger front skirt here, and this is these two pieces here. So if you actually want to keep the narrative Gundam in its APAC form, you won't actually be needing this. This is part of the front skirt, just to let you guys know. Okay, now the other extra parts that you actually guys won't need at all is actually the right hand trigger. And in my opinion, you guys can definitely actually give this unit its own unique weapon, custom built, or custom campaign parts or other weapons from other units. So it's better to keep this right hand trigger handy. Okay, so the other extra parts that you actually will not need at all is this piece here. I have no clue what this piece is, because the action base, there's a slot underneath it and it doesn't fit, so I have no clue where this piece is supposed to go. And this other piece here also, no idea what this is for. And these two clear parts here, this is actually for the part of the stands here, but this one here, you actually need it when you actually get the claw extended. But those are the extra parts. So part of the front skirt that you may or may not need, right hand trigger that you may or may not need, and what else? And then you get the clear stance for the claw. Just gonna give you guys an idea. Okay, there you go. And then you actually get another two more items. These two pieces here for the claw that I'm actually gonna show you guys soon. And then you got your beam saber effect parts. Okay, this one here. So this is in length 9 inches, and this is about let's see here, 15-inch in length for the narrative Gundam itself with the APAC. So overall, the size of this unit is 25 inches in length if you include the beam saver. Wasn't easy. So I've actually made a conscious decision that I'm getting rid of this old setup here, and I am gonna finish my original my new setup that will accommodate a bigger unit for this channel. It's just that this table is not enough anymore. Okay, the other part that I actually do want to talk about is this unit here is actually in multiple pieces here. Now, just to let you guys know, okay, so where do I begin here? I'm gonna have to lift this unit and just to show you guys. Okay, so this is the base itself. Okay, whew. As you guys can see, it can actually handle the weight, but there's one thing that you guys need to be aware of is the lower piece here. Now, and I will actually show it to you guys soon here, and because this piece here is actually part of the leg, and you need to install this. As you guys can see, gotta give more light here. So this specific piece here is actually connected to the leg piece there, and I'm actually surprised that it can actually handle the weight. It hasn't actually fallen off at all, but prolonged leaving it elevated without any proper what do you call that now, proper solid footing will over time loosen the part here, and the leg might fall off. Okay, the next part that I actually do want to talk to you guys about are the weapon system here, and I'm gonna show you guys how to actually use it as well. Okay, now the first weapons that I actually do want to show you guys with the APAC here is the large beam saber. Okay, for this one here, now there's actually a slot inside here, so all you have to do is just install the beam saber effect here, and there you go. You got a close range, okay, medium range weapon. Okay, so the narrative APAC is specifically built for close range battle here, but it actually comes with long range capabilities as well. Now, one of the close range weapon that this unit have is the beam sabers, as you guys have seen, and we're gonna remove this. And the next one is the beam sabers that is actually installed at the back here. Okay, so as you guys can see there, where the backpack is underneath, that's where the beam sabers are. And then you got the claw, and the claw I'm actually gonna show you guys right away how to do it. I actually got my own way to do it. I find the instruction on how to use the claw kind of confusing in my opinion. It's because making this video, I am actually still sick. Whew, okay, let's keep on going here. Okay, so for the claw here, this is actually what I did. You can actually manipulate the arms here. This is actually articulated, so you can actually move it, which is actually really nice. And then you can actually pull the claw, but you actually have to just extend some of the claws here already, or all of them. Okay, there you go. Just watch. Sometimes I'm actually not making any sense at all because of the nipple. Okay, there we go. So that's the easiest way, in my opinion, on how to do it. And this piece here, where I'm pointing at right now at the far right, actually rotates as well, so it makes it even more easier. Okay, and as you guys can see, pieces here can be moved. If you actually pull it out, you can actually pull this out easily. Yeah. Okay, and as you guys can see, the claws is really articulated as well. It's actually really nice, and there's actually a latch to it to secure the piece here properly. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a quick look at the manual here, make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, now the next part that I actually do want to show you guys is this piece here. Okay, and how to install it. And we're actually going to be removing that part here, and we're going to be extending the second claw, the right claw. Okay. Okay. Now the right claw, it seems that I'm actually having a little bit of an issue here. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay. Okay, there's the claw, and as you guys can see as well, the claw is a little bit heavy, and that's where this piece actually comes into effect here. Okay, and it will actually handle the weight. Okay, yes, it's actually not that bad. Okay, now let's remove this piece here, and it's actually back to normal again, and I'm actually gonna show you guys how to install this two-piece here properly. Okay, so it is actually quite simple, I think. Okay. Whew, man, I am sweating and it is freaking cold right now. Okay. Okay. Okay, a little bit heavy, and oops. Now the APAC here is actually specifically built to capture the Phoenix Gundam, if you guys haven't watched the series yet. So a little bit of a spoiler there, oops. But the video is available in Gundam Info, and there you guys go, the claw here. It's really not that perfect, but that's the extra part is. And as you guys can see, it's a little bit slanted down. It's because of the weight there. Okay, and you guys can see the articulation also of the claws here. Okay, so let's remove this piece here. Okay, and let's set this aside, because I actually do want to show you guys the other feature of this unit here, and at the same time actually taking this apart one at a time, just to show you guys what is the difference between the two here. Okay, so I'm still debating if I should actually have a separate review for the Narrative Gundam itself and the APAC separately, and I might actually just do that soon. Okay, so this is the rest of the claws here. The articulation is there for the claw, and this is the mega particle beam. Is that right? Yeah, the high mega cannon. And then on top of that, so this is the high mega cannon, and then this is the rocket pod that you can actually remove. Okay, so you actually got multiple features here that is actually quite nice, literally. And the other weaponries as well is the Vulcan located at the forehead here. Now the other thing that I actually do want to mention about the claws here is what you guys actually saw is what it's called the psycho capture. Like I said, if you guys actually watch the first part of the narrative Gundam, it explains why. And as I already mentioned, it's the APAC is made to capture the Gundam Phoenix here. Okay, so that's all actually the weaponries that this unit actually have, and some of the features here. And you guys have seen already some of the good articulation here. But what I'm gonna do next is I'm actually gonna start tearing this unit apart and just gonna show you guys how to install it and not to screw up. Okay, let's see if I remember this correctly. So here is the first part. Okay, ooh, that was close. Okay, and the second part. Okay, looks like some of the pieces here is actually not fully in place, and we will fix that later. Yeah, looks like I'm definitely gonna keep this video separate. Oh, like the narrative Gundam and the APAC. This is a series in my opinion, because I always review my kits for too long, and the way I see it is this video is already over 20 minutes if I actually combine it together. Okay, now that we get that out of the way, the next piece here are the thrusters. There's 4 pieces there. Oh, supposed to be the whole piece. Okay. Okay, and as you guys can see, this is the remaining pieces here. This is the leg connector, as I mentioned. It is actually connecting there, and surprise surprise, it's actually very durable. Wow. Okay, so the next part is to show you guys this piece here. This is the top piece that that secures the leg here. Got to be extra careful, because after this is actually gonna be going in a box and gonna be put on display in an event that I am hosting. Okay. Ooh. Okay. There you go. Yep. And all you have to do is just put this piece back together. And you guys will notice the stickers. I actually 99% of the stickers I didn't even put, but as you guys can see, it already looks good. So this is the right leg piece here, and the broken piece that I was mentioning is this piece here. I accidentally not placed this properly, certain parts, so when I was actually trying to remove it, boom, it snapped. But I actually ended up using Tamiya cement to put it back together. It's secure. All I have to do is do some sanding. Okay, now let's remove the remaining piece here. Okay, And there you go, and just the size of that, wow. And the articulation there, the thrusters, there are moving parts here, as you guys can see, which is actually quite nice. Yeah, okay, and the last piece is the base itself. Excuse me. As you guys can see, here is the base. Whew. Wow. And the remaining last piece is this main piece here, the Mega Cannon. And the base itself, the Narrative Gundam. Now, there you have it. Man, it's actually really not that hard tearing the unit apart in its base form. Oops, I was actually trying to make it darker. And this is actually the main piece. Now, the hands, it's currently equipped at the claw arms. And now the question is this unit worth getting? Yes, literally worth getting. It's actually, it is pricey, 5,500 yen. Really great details, really good articulation, a lot of pieces, and you will need specific space for the Narrative Gundam APAC. And as you guys can see, this is the base itself. It is actually really nice, so many pieces, very little extra parts, and some of the extra parts that you can actually set it aside if you actually want to convert this into a normal Narrative Gundam or the APAC itself. Now, as I mentioned already, from what I heard, the B-Pack is a P Bandai and the C-Pack is a normal release. So if you buy the A-Pack or the C-Pack, buy either or, whichever one is cheaper, and then you can actually use the Narrative Gundam to actually put in the C-Pack. Yeah, what I call the sashimi. Okay, it is actually worth getting. I actually advise this, but you guys, it is actually a good investment, and yeah, highly advisable. Now, as I mentioned, get a separate Narrative Gundam review separately, because this video here, just this, the APAC alone, actually had a lot to cover. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to click that like button somewhere there, and the subscribe button. Share this to your friends or family, much appreciated. And I'm actually gonna get back to bed and hope for the best that this whatever sickness that I got, this cold, goes away. Okay, this is R13. Have fun, relax, and enjoy. That is Gunpla. Have a good day, good night, afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.